Q8310. Aside from an external leak in the line, what will cause parking brakes to continually bleed off pressure? A. An internal leak in the master cylinder. B. Insufficient hydraulic fluid in the reservoir. C. Glazed brake linings. The correct answer is A. An internal leak in the master cylinder. If parking brakes continually bleed off pressure, it is likely due to an internal leak in the master cylinder. An internal leak can cause the brake fluid to bypass the piston and return to the reservoir, leading to a loss of pressure in the brake system and causing the brakes to release. Q8311. Why do most aircraft tire manufacturers recommend that the tubes in newly installed tires be first inflated, fully deflated, and then reinflated to the correct pressure? A. To allow the tube to position itself correctly inside the tire. B. To eliminate all the air between the tube and the inside of the tire. C. To test the entire assembly for leaks. The correct answer is A. To allow the tube to position itself correctly inside the tire. Most aircraft tire manufacturers recommend that the tubes in newly installed tires be first inflated, fully deflated, and then reinflated to the correct pressure to allow the tube to position itself correctly inside the tire. This is important because the tube must be properly positioned to avoid chafing or puncture by the tire's cords and ply. By inflating the tire to its maximum pressure, the tube will fully expand and be able to find its correct position. Deflating the tire allows the tube to adjust its position and remove any wrinkles or folds that may have formed during installation. Reinflating the tire to the correct pressure will ensure that the tire is properly seated on the wheel and the tube is correctly positioned. Q8312. The metering pins in Oleo shock struts serve to A. Lock the struts in the down position. B. Retard the flow of oil as the struts are compressed. C. Meter the proper amount of air in the struts. The correct answer is B. The metering pins in Oleo shock struts serve to retard the flow of oil as the struts are compressed. Oleo shock struts work by compressing air and oil inside the strut when the aircraft lands, and then gradually releasing the energy stored in the compressed air and oil to slow the extension of the strut. The metering pins limit the flow of oil through the strut orifices, controlling the rate of oil flow, and therefore the speed of strut extension. This helps to prevent the strut from extending too rapidly and causing damage to the landing gear or aircraft structure. Q8313. What action should be taken whenever maintenance is performed that will affect the landing gear system performance? A. A test flight should be performed to conduct an operational check. B. A technician with an inspection authorization should perform a visual inspection. C. The aircraft should be placed on jacks and a retraction test should be performed. The correct answer is C. The aircraft should be placed on jacks and a retraction test should be performed. A retraction test is a procedure that is used to verify the proper operation of the landing gear system. The test is performed by placing the aircraft on jacks and then retracting and extending the landing gear. The test is used to verify that the landing gear retracts and extends properly, that the landing gear doors open and close properly, and that the landing gear warning system is functioning properly. Q8314. When working with high-pressure, high-performance tires, why is it recommended to deflate the tires when removing wheels from the axle? A. To relieve the strain on the wheel retaining nut and axle threads. B. To ensure safety in case of a defective wheel or broken tie bolts. C. To reduce the size of the tire for ease of removal. The correct answer is B. When working with high-pressure, high-performance tires, it is important to take precautions to ensure safety. One of these precautions is to deflate the tires before removing the wheels from the axle. This helps to prevent the tires from exploding if there is a defect in the wheel or if the tie bolts are broken.